friends, thank you so much for being here. So I've done a lot of videos on my channel where I use easy, basic, low maintenance, just very user-friendly products, whatever you want to call them. And usually when I've got that kind of mindset, the look does come out fairly natural looking. You know, if we're really focusing on ease and nothing too complicated, nothing too fussy, the end result probably isn't going to be something super glam. But for some reason I had this thought the other day, what if I stick to the utmost user-friendly products but actually turn out a look that is more on the glam side? So maybe you got holiday photos, maybe you're zooming with friends and family, I don't know, you want to look a little more festive this time of year. I feel everything I'm going to use is very easy, it's also very affordable, all drugstore. So when we're thinking about foundation, I think there are some pretty easy routes you can go. There's the tinted moisturizer side of things. There's also a stick foundation. This is one that I haven't used on camera in a while. Sorry, there's something like dangling from my eyelash. This is the Maybelline Fit Me stick. It's the Shine Free and Balance foundation, and I actually wear this in classic ivory. There's a stick that I really have enjoyed from L'Oreal called the Infallible, what do they call it, shaping stick, or I can't remember the exact name, but that seems to be really hard to come by in stores. So I thought I would go with this one. This has actually been around for a while. It has a little core in there that I guess gives it its shine-free quality. And I'm not always looking for things that are like super matte, shine-free, oil control, whatever. But even for me and my normal skin, like, this behaves well. It's nice and creamy, it's real easy to sweep on, and I am using my giant Blend and Blur foundation brush here from Real Techniques, which really does make easy work of this blending. You wouldn't have to use Real Techniques brand. I mean, heck, I've used Kroger brand for brushes like this, but for a lot of people it may be a little different way of going about it, and it really simplifies blending. Okay, I'm gonna follow that up with a very easy stick concealer. This is the Almay Skin Perfecting Comfort Concealer, and I wear this in light medium. So what we're gonna do with this, I'm going to actually be doing a healthy amount of this on the under eye area. I really want to look perfected, and I'm just drawing it all over that zone. It's still not going to end up looking too heavy, I promise. Going to hit the sides of the nose. I've got a little blemish right down there. While being a stick formula, I find it to still be very lightweight, incredibly smooth glide. I was playing with another foundation stick, actually. I wanted to mention this, something from Revlon, Photo Ready Instafix, and I couldn't believe the dryness in that foundation stick. Like, it felt like it was heavy and dragging across the skin. The overall look wasn't terrible, but it was just not the experience you're after, you know, for gliding it on and having it be super easy. So I think that's the benefit of foundation sticks, is they just feel very easy. And with concealers too, you find your problem area, you sweep over it, and then you simply blend it out. And with blending, even with this brush, I can sweep over it, but I'm also kind of thinking about patting it in. Then we're thinking about powders. What makes it glam, and then what makes it easy? What makes it glam to me, I think, is at this stage of the game, mattifying. We want something that's maybe gonna enhance our coverage a little bit, give us a really even perfected look, but what makes it easy is that I think it doesn't like load you up, it doesn't take you above and beyond with more powder than you wanted with just a small like swipe into the product. You want it to not kick up excess. So that takes me to Rimmel Stay Matte here, and this is the shade Sandstorm. I'm just going to use my e.l.f. small tapered brush, get into that product. It never picks up too much. And I'm going to be dabbing this around my under eye and also my T-zone. It's going to help my staying power, but it's just not going to look like too much. It's a brilliant, very cheap powder. Pressing in. It's not going to make me look like too darkened. This shade is just perfect for this type of work on the face. When I was thinking about bronzer, I thought sometimes powder bronzers can be tricky. I mean, I do have some that I think are very easy to work with, very much like, you know, you just sweep them on, but the knowledge of when to quit, even for my own self, you know, it can be a real thing, and it can be something that maybe somebody who's starting out with makeup just doesn't really know, like, how far should I go with this? And that's why I'm going to pull out actually a cream contour palette here, and I'm going to take you through how to use this because I think it's just like completely foolproof if you try it this way. So I'm just going to go into this shade, this lightest color right now. You could deepen it up as much as you want, or we have just a standard cream here to help lighten any of these shades or to generally just brighten on its own in other places. But I'm going to take this color, this kind of the cooler and a little bit lighter shade, and I'm just giving it a sweep. Cheekbone, cheekbone and then around the hairline as well. And then I'm going to take a smallish synthetic brush like the Sephora Pro Mini Flawless Airbrush. You could also use like one of those paddle style brushes if you have the appropriate size, you know, not maybe your biggest one. And you just blend that in. And once you blend that in, you don't really need to do any more. You get what I'm saying? It's just a swipe and a blend one time over. Now, if you wanted to darken it up, if you wanted to adjust, be my guest. But it doesn't have to amount to anything more than this. I think this is really contouring in its simplest fashion. Make the mark, blend the mark, done. And this is an amazing formula. You're not gonna have to press too hard on it, okay? You're gonna be able to blend that out and not like disrupt the foundation underneath. Another neat thing about this, another reason why I wanted to mention it, the other day I swept on a little bit of Milani eyeshadow primer and then I used like these couple of shades just for a very simple eye look. Actually, as I was contouring the face, I just kind of went in with this stuff and used it on the eyes, and it was incredibly simple. I could do that again today, but I want to give you just a little bit more of an eye look. For blush, I know everybody loves a good two-in-one, a good multitasker. Here I've got something new to me from Wet n Wild, and it's called Hello Halo Blush Lighter. I love a glowy blush. This has your glowy blush plus a highlighter to like take it over the top. So this is the shade called Highlight Bling, and we have this sort of, I don't know, soft peachy pink type of blush. And it does have pigment. That's something I really like about it, is that you can see the color and it doesn't just amount to like a highlighter. And this could be it for you on your cheeks if you wanted it to be, because look at the glow that's coming from that. I mean, we all know everything else is matte underneath, so your glow is definitely coming from this product. But I'm just staying in this side for right now. I think that color level, the pigmentation, is so pretty. And you're just sweeping it on. Talk about knowing when to stop. Well, with blush, that's just something I may never learn, is when to stop with blush, but I don't really care. But we've got that beautiful flush. I absolutely love it. And then why not just, if you're really wanting to go there, bop into that lighter side. And what I'm gonna do is focus that up higher, like right up in this area. And I'm buffing it in for its most natural look, okay? This can look a little frosty if you just kind of let it sit, you know what I'm saying? If we just graze over and leave it be. But give it just a little bit of a buff. Think about this with most highlights that you're using that are powders, and it really helps the effect. And then, got any extra on your brush? Go easy with this. The look can be deceiving. You can be in front of your well-lit makeup mirror and think, oh, I'm just going nuts here. And then you get in some other lighting, you're like, wow, I went hard with that highlight. I am gonna put a little bit on the Cupid's bow. What I like to do is place it there with my finger, and it'll look like a lot, and then I dust it away, kind of blend it out, buff it in, dust it away, whatever you wanna say, with my brush. Friends, I have not had a sip of coffee yet. Let's do this. It's been made, it's been sitting on my little heated coaster type deal. Now you probably want a setting spray. If you've never messed with setting sprays and you're not sure if you're gonna like it and you just wanna spend the minimal amount, think about e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. Super easy, gets the job done, seems like a little basic cheapo product, but actually has a sprayer that's better than some high-end ones I've tried, honestly. And it can kind of function to extend the wear of your makeup, I feel. It's not gonna be an overly dewy one, but it's gonna be a little bit more, I think, of a staying power effect. Although depending on the amount of sprays you give, it can definitely lessen a real powdery finish that you've got going on the skin. So I'm gonna do a few mists of this. I usually go for like 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we go. I feel really great about how even the skin is. It has dimension, it has glow and life and brightness on the cheeks. Now I want to introduce you to, and some of you may know this little friend, the Almay Brow Styler. The other day I was thinking, you know, do I really need another step attached to this, or can I use this and this alone? And I really can use this alone. The claim to fame here in my mind is how well this holds. This holds better than almost anything, but it's also tinted, and it has a little skinny brush. Sorry, it captured a few brow hairs last time. I was really getting in there. It has a really small brush, like I said, and you can use that tip. You know, if I'm going less off the side of the brush and more off of the tip, I can find myself actually filling in some small areas. Now, if you don't feel like this is enough for you, because we're all starting at a different place with our eyebrows when makeup comes in, you could go grab any pencil that makes you feel comfortable and that you like the outcome with. As you can see, I'm using this and this alone, and I've got some areas that aren't quite as even as others, and it's going to be enough to handle all that and also keep the brow right in the kind of uplifted place that I want it to be, you know? The hold, again, absolutely tremendous with this one. One tip for this also, if you've used it and you feel like, okay, that's pretty good, but I want even more thickness or even more color, kind of let what you've done dry a little bit and then go back in, and it can actually build on itself. So that's kind of a cool thing. But here I feel like, you know, I haven't done much to the brows. Are they 100% perfect? I don't know. I think they look good enough. Now I know that the lips are going to be like a center stage element of this look. So I'm going to go ahead and do the lip first, then we do the eyes to kind of, you know, measure up with wherever we need them to be with this bold lip. But I'm going to do a bold red lip with probably the easiest bold red lip product you can use, and it's the Superstay Matte Ink Crayon. This is the shade Own Your Empire. So it is not as skinny as a lip liner. If you have even some mobility issues, maybe you struggle with holding the little fine pencils or, you know, drawing a fine line, this is thicker than that, and you are working with bold red here, and I think this is a little less scary than going straight in with a liquid type of product, and you still get great staying power. So what I like to do here is I'm gonna kind of make that notch of the Cupid's bow, get that really nice and clean, and then just draw it in. There's something about the ease of this product and the glide. It thins out. It feels like it's thinner than lipstick when it goes on your lips. Superb holiday red. You can see it's the type of thing you don't have to take pass after pass over to build it up. The color is very immediate, but yet this is something that's easier than a liquid. It's more long wearing than your standard cream lipstick, and it's also easier than your lip liner type pencil. And what's also wonderful about this is that you're not going to be going to it and needing to touch it up a whole lot. Milani eyeshadow primer, always a must-do step in my book, so we're going to pop that on real quick. I'm using this much product, a very tiny amount, and then that gets split between each eye. Even it out on each finger, lid, crease, brow bone. Yep, I'm still working off my tube that's almost gone. Now I was really thinking about what to do with the eyes. You know, I want to keep it low maintenance. I want to keep it easy. We could easily go to the eye with a bronzer and like a highlighter and call it a day and have a nice finished look. But I wanted to bring in a palette that I feel is basic every day and could be wonderful for darn near any occasion in your life, whether it's the work day, whether it's the chilling at home day and you just want to have a little something on, whether it's the family photos day and you want to look nice but maybe not over the top. I'm going to pull out the Profusion Bare palette. Guys, this is going to be $5 well spent. This is a wonderful palette, wonderful for giving you beautiful tones to work with on your eyes, but it's not going to take you too deep and dark, and I think it works so well with a glam lip. So here's where I'm going to start. I'm going to go to this shade called Fine right here, which is just kind of like a light beige with maybe a little bit of pink tone in it, and I'm just going to put that in my crease for starters here. Easy. You'll notice I'm not just going for like crease, but I'm letting it kind of come up a little bit too. It's giving me some lift there. Brush I'm using is called the Sigma E25. I wasn't really thinking about the brush I was pulling, I just instinctively grabbed this one, but there are brushes from Profusion as well that can operate in the very same manner. But as you can see, a light, gentle crease there, okay? Now we say, let's take it just a little bit darker. We're gonna go down here to Tawny. This is our brown. A little bit of product on that, all matte so far. Just hit the outer crease there. It's plenty of depth to just deepen things up, just give you a little boost. You can also go a more rosy direction if you chose the shade that was right above that. Big reason why I chose this palette. The shades are basic, the shades are easy, and it's hard to go too far wrong, you know? And by easy, I mean they blend super easily one into the next. Now we're gonna move on to just a fluffier brush, a bare brush. This E40 is normally like what I use for highlighters, or I'll just use it bare to help me blend. And I'm taking some of that matte shade called Polite. That's what we got there. And I'm just popping that on as my highlight, just for a nice consistent smoothness up in there. Now we're going to move on to the flat brush. We're staying with Tawny, and I'm just going to pat that on the outer part of my lid, just so that depth can be merging right into that area, see? Lovely. If you're like me and you started to sneak that shade up into the crease just a little bit, make sure you come in with a blending brush and be sure that that gets blended in if you got a little extra product toward the crease, so that way everything is moving smoothly. Then we have an option here to keep it an all matte, very classic look, or maybe we want a little pop of some shimmer on the lid. You could go a bronzy direction, you could go soft, almost gold tone, you could go pretty darn bright with this shade called Compelling, which also can double as a nice highlighter on the skin. I think I'm going to use that one actually. It's the holiday season. We'll go for a little glitz right up in here. Look at that. Just get it on the lid, give it a teeny swipe. Little swipe. You can see all that pretty pearliness. It's not chunky, flaky. Doesn't take a ton of building. Just pop it on and it's there. I like that little bit of brightness. Then we say, what about the lower part of the eye? Well, we can go back to our deeper shade, the tawny color, pencil brush. Easy peasy, just give yourself a little bit of definition there on the lower lash line. Where the eyeliner is concerned, I want to mention something. In a recent video, I was playing with some new products from Revlon, and I was like, oh yeah, they've got those new color stay liners too that are not like the super skinny, but just kind of like a revamp of what they've had for a long time. And the last couple days I've been playing with these. I'm actually really impressed by the softness, and I like the little tip that they give you as well for smudging. And I noticed that I was really enjoying using this black. I thought it got like into the lash line, the upper lash line, really well, like easy transfer to that area. And then I liked using the smudger tip for just a little different look from what I might get with my liquid liners, you know? That's something to think about. Also, if you like liquid liners and you're thinking, I'm about to dip my toe into that, where do I go? I would say start with the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof because it is a brush tip pen. So the brush tip will allow everything to go down very, very easily across your eye without applying a lot of pressure, without doing a lot of like skipping and giving you little gappy areas. You know, we've all been there. That would be a great spot to start with liquid liner and get some good practice in. For me, I started thinking about lashes, and I thought, well, lashes on any level are really kind of fussy. It's hard to say there are lashes that aren't fussy, but there are lashes that are less fussy, and those are the ones that are the magnetic ones from Kiss, where you can just pop on an eyeliner. This is magnetic liner, and then the lashes literally magnetize to the liner. So it's been a little while since I've used those in a video. I'll link to the full video that I have on this, but I've tried some different magnetic liner systems that are out there, and this is, to me, is definitely the best one. You can go across your upper lash line with it, and you don't have to like coat it up again and again and again in order for it to be enough for those lashes to cling to. So what I do with this is I go across, and then I get a little bit more like just kind of dipping into that area right there at the opening. And I give a little more reinforcement at the end and at the inner corner. Okay, and then we need to let that dry. And then, you know, I'll do my curl my lashes, put on mascara, and then the lashes will come on. I do think the mascara is an important step, at least for me. Those lashes, my own lashes, need to get turning in that nice upturn place so they will merge with the fake lashes. Now, if you're sitting there saying, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do falsies, what's just a nice, easy mascara to use that's going to build up quickly, not make me fuss with my lashes forever, I would say L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I really like that one. I feel like it's not too heavy on the lashes, so it doesn't do terrible things to my curl, but overall, it just kind of, it builds up fairly fast, and I'm not going over and over my lashes again and again, because that can really be the trouble with lashes that aren't incredibly thick, is when you have to keep going through them repeatedly with a mascara wand because you're thinking, okay, I want more, I want more, I want the look of more lashes, so you keep raking through, and then the reverse happens. They start sticking together. They start looking like less. And that's the benefit of a mascara that can build up pretty quick on the lashes, is it keeps you from going through that process and you get the most volumized look. See, I'm not unhappy with that right now. And guys, if you're trying to whip out just a quick holiday look, if you want to look glam but you really didn't want to have to try it all, go with mascara only on the eyes and the red lip. You could take inspiration in this look and stop in various places. You could leave out the shadow, leave out the liner. I wouldn't really leave out the brows, and I wouldn't leave out the mascara ultimately. Also, yes, I'm playing with a new eyelash curler. It's from Shiseido and it's rocking my world. Something that really also drew me to these Kiss magnetic lashes were the fact that they were a little bit more glam and thick looking than some of the other options I was seeing available from like Ardell, at least at the time. Allure had some styles that were really appealing to me, but their eyeliner took so many coats to be enough cling for the magnetic lashes, so this seems to work best. So I'm taking this, I'll pop up the style on the computer because I no longer have the box, but it's got little magnets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 magnets across there. Hold it in the vicinity of the liner and it's already clinging on. The liner is practically like glue. Boom, the lash is on. Couldn't be easier. So yeah, while false eyelashes are to some degree fussy, they're always going to be, there is an easier way. So there we go, friends. That's full glam with some of the easiest products I can think of to use. Now just put your hair up in a bun, pop on a leopard print headband, that's another key, and you're good. I really do like each of these individual products as is, but they do come together to create a very easy look. So if you're looking for some ideas for something like that, hopefully this helps. Let me know in the comments section. What are some things that, you know, you feel are very easy products and you would use them on a natural day, but also they would be great for a glam look as well. Let's have a chat about that, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.